I'm gonna do this free promotion here for myself. Okay, I'm a marketer for Renewal by Anderson. All right. The reason why I bring this up is because we may not have no city after we win the championship. We do windows and doors. Anybody need their
Absolutely.
windows and doors done? DM me right now, ASAP. Okay. If your window got condensation, if your window got fogginess on it, if your windows are old, you got the old cheap vinyl windows, all right, wooden windows, doors. Maybe you want to replace a door. DM me right now. I'll respond to that later when I'm finish up this podcast. At the end of the day, I gotta throw my business out there to make some
Listen,
moolah.
cousin,
Okay.
that's a smart move because people gonna need some windows and doors if the Knicks win a championship.
Yep.
Trust me, they're gonna need that. But peep this, cousin. Peep this right here. When the Knicks went to the finals in 1999, they didn't have home court advantage. When they went to the finals in 1994, they didn't have home court advantage. If the Knicks get to the finals this year with home court advantage, that changes things, bro. That changes a
Mhm.
lot. Because actually, the last time they won a championship back in 1973, they had home court advantage. And maybe that's the reason why they won.
Absolutely. We got a lot of comments, man. The comments is coming in bunches. I'll try to get to most of them, but right now we got to move on to topic number two. Uh Speaking of the NBA, should the Mavericks trade Cooper Flagg, who we think is going to be the number 1 pick, obviously, for Giannis? Cuzzo, once again, the mic is yours.
Man, this is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. Because with Anthony Davis and Kyrie, y'all are in a win now window, right? And young man coming out, can he fit with them? He fits perfect to me. He fits with them, right? But because y'all in a win now window, I do understand the trade because AD do get hurt a lot. Kyrie is definitely, well, he's in his 30s. You know what I mean? He definitely got hurt, come back off injury. And if y'all want to seize the moment with these two legitimate superstars or all stars, if you want to say, and you want to maximize this deal with Giannis as a seasoned champion, AD is a champion, Kyrie is a champion, can y'all do it? I get it. It makes sense, but I wouldn't do it. But I personally wouldn't do it because the NBA is moving to young. The NBA is moving to youth. The NBA now is the young stars is starting to take over. I'm building a team around him. I'm trying to win now and build for the future at the same time. I'm doing both simultaneously. I'm not going to sit around and trade my whole franchise like you just did with Luka, right? I'm not going to trade the young man for the older man. No, I'm going to keep it young because I want this to now last for a long time. Why not do what the San Antonio Spurs did with Tim Duncan, right? And David Robinson, right? David Robinson was a seasoned veteran. Clearly, you brought Tim Duncan in there. They won 2 chips together. David Robinson retired, and then he had championship pedigree, and they won 3 more championships. Do something like that. Build a dynasty with a young man, not with an old man. As great as Giannis is, and he is great, I'm not making that trade, but I do understand it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not making that trade, and I don't understand the trade if it was to be done. Look, man, let me start off with this point. Let me talk about Giannis a little bit, and then we'll get to the Cooper Flag mainly in my second lap, right? Because obviously the last week I didn't get to record. It's been wishy-washy with my schedule lately. I didn't get to talk about this Giannis report that he's open to be traded.
Right.
Look, for starters, I think he should return to the Bucks. Okay, I have never have, and I would never will be a fan of the selfish culture in the NBA, especially when the Bucks have been as good of a franchise as you could be to a superstar player. They took
Right.
gambles on Drew Holiday. I remember people thought it was an overpay. They won a championship right after the trade. They traded for Damian Lillard. Okay,
Yep.
I know one knucklehead is going to say that, well, organizations in the NBA do wrong by the player all the time. That hasn't happened here in this case. Okay. It's just like a girl leaving her boyfriend because her best friend got dumped by her boyfriend. How does that correlate to you? Okay. Loyalty in the NBA, I think it should be a real thing. Oh, I want to be traded. James Harden, I want to be traded. Kyrie Irving, I want to be traded. Kevin Durant, I want to be traded. No, this is a place of work. Okay. So at the end of the day, I'm not a fan of it. I think the
Right.
Mavericks should not want to trade the number 1 pick for
Right.
Giannis You know, Giannis is a great player. Don't get me wrong. I don't want nobody sitting here confused. Like, you know,
No,
I don't think Giannis
absolutely.
is great. Clearly, he's still one of the best players in the world. But when you have an opportunity to build for your future and contend, to me, that's the way to go. Cooper Flagg, he
Absolutely.
could shoot, he could defend, he could read the floor. He's young, he's raw. But guess what?
Young,
You could build around him. Okay.
right?
When this clown named Nico Harrison woke up, what was it, a Friday, Saturday night? Okay. I was on the toilet when I saw that trade. Okay. I was on the toilet. Listen, I was like, yo, really? Midnight? When he sneakily at midnight, when everybody was asleep, like a thief in the night, traded away Luka Doncic, the best player this organization probably has since Dirk. Okay. He said that, you know what? Defense wins championships. Well, if you're going by your own logic, then hey, Cooper Flagg fits the bill. I'm the real Leel.
Right.
Cousin of Michael
I
Jordan.
mean, listen, man. This Cooper Flag, I want to say he's 6'9",
Yep.
6'10". I don't know, 6'10". I think he's 6'10". So he's
6'9",
6'10", right? 6'10", 6'9". He's a big man. You know what I mean? So it's like you got AD, right? So it ain't like you're in desperate need of a Giannis type guy anyway. You're not in desperate need of a Giannis. You know what I mean? You got AD. So I'm just going to keep the young guy, right? I'm going to keep Cooper Flag. I'm going to bring him up under that umbrella, take some pressure off him, put him in great scenarios with Kyrie, with AD, make the playoffs, go on some deep playoff runs, and then still remember and build for the future. This dude is young. Giannis, I want to say, is 30 years old, and that don't mean he don't got years left, and that don't mean he can't get another 5 great years out of Giannis. That don't mean you can't do that. What I'm telling you is you could be great with this guy for the next 15 to 20 years, and I think you could win chips out of that. So you can win chips now, and you can win chips later. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trading a young dude. We got to stop trying to get the fast championship. And who the heck said that Giannis and AD and Kyrie going to fit? We don't even know that. It might not be a perfect fit. You know what I mean? Giannis and AD might not work together. So at the end of the day, I'm keeping the young stud. You know what I mean? Because like you said, cousin, I wouldn't have traded Luka. I'm not trading Luka. He's too young.
Yeah. Somebody commented Celtics traded Isaiah Thomas right after his sister died and he was carrying them. It's a business both ways. I get that point. It is. But
when he got injured,
Yeah, after he got injured. Yeah. Look, that's how the game go. I get it. But I'm just not a fan, especially when the team has done right by you. Because a lot of what these players do, and you know what? I get it. It's a business both ways. Perfectly said. Can't say it better than that, right?
Listen.
But the way how these players request trades often, multiple times, and like I said, the Bucks did right by Giannis. Nobody can sit here and tell me otherwise.
Imagine Giannis without a championship, right?
Yeah.
Giannis, no championship. We might be more understanding. He have a chip.
Yeah.
He got a championship. Okay.
Steph Curry stayed. Steph Curry stayed. He could have left. Steph Curry.
Steph Curry could have been left.
He could have been left. But he stayed loyal to the franchise. And guess what? They got Jimmy Butler. Everybody hated that trade. And guess what? It worked out. He got hurt, obviously. They could have won the series.
We don't know, man, because they could have went on a run.
Yeah. I'm just more of a loyal person. I think loyalty in the NBA should matter. And I do agree it should go both ways. But
okay, so cousin, so let's be fair then. So let's be fair. We got to be fair. We got to play both sides. So Giannis stay. What should the Bucks do?
Well, they should try to build around Giannis, continue to build around Giannis with what they have. Obviously, the Dame situation does not help the case here. Right. But whatever Giannis wants, if he wants a certain player, if they could afford it, do what they've been doing. Continuing to build around Giannis. And
they don't have a championship team now, right? That's fair to say, right? And Giannis is saying, I'm very talented. And these players be thinking about their legacy more than their team success. They be thinking about their individual legacy, how they're going to remember against the greats, instead of thinking about just winning championships and why you on the team, and then let people judge you from that. What they do now is Well, how I'm going to be judged? I'm going to make all-time top 50, top 25. I'm in the top 10 all times. I got the numbers. So that's how these players think now. So Giannis is thinking, I got to start patting up my resume with championships because I got stats. And the organization he's looking at, he's saying, bring a champion team around me, please. Where they at?
My thing here is that when you're the individual player and you're a superstar, you're not only representing the organization, you're representing the fans. So when you leave and you request a trade, not only are you breaking that contract as far as a physical contract and a loyalty contract with the organization, you're breaking that with the fans,
Clear.
because these fans come out here, spend their hard-earned money to see you ball, right? And there's no connection like a superstar in the franchise. If Jalen Brunson ever requested a trade out of New York, I would be hurt.
Clear.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, I wouldn't be mad in that scenario because he did a generous thing by taking that pay cut that he took. So that's where, things could get dicey a little bit, right? And yeah, Giannis delivered them a championship. I don't think the Bucks fans will be too crazy about it if he left. But I'm going to end here with that. I just don't think he should leave. Basketball wise, yeah, probably. But like beyond basketball, let's try to run it back, make it happen, right? My last point on Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks. Look, I think the Mavericks strength is going to be size, obviously. They're going to be very big. Shot creation, they could work on that. You got Daniel Gafford, who's going to be up for an extension. You don't got to pay him when you got Lively, when you got AD. You could flex him in a deal for a shot creator. You could sign a Chris Paul, maybe an Anthony Simons, get you another shot creator, especially with Kyrie Irving hurt. He's probably not going to come back for the first couple of months. If they can do that, take that route. Go with it and build around Cooper Flagg in the future. Right now, sure, I understand one argument is going to be he doesn't fit the timeline. Kyrie is 33. Anthony Davis is 32, right? And Giannis more so fit the timeline. He's 30, right? But he's not the number 3. He's not the number 2 option or the number 1 option, Cooper Flagg. He will be the number 3 option. So he has time to develop, and then if this fails or whatnot, you could have somebody to build around for the future. To me, I would definitely 100% go this route.
No, I agree. I totally agree. I'm keeping the young stuff, man, because every time you try to mortgage your future for a championship, as we've seen it's been done multiple times around the league with multiple different franchises, it turns out to be a nothing. And you mortgage your whole future and you don't even get one chip out of it. It's problematic.
Salute to all the people in the comments, New York, of course. You already know.